Hello and welcome back to the channel. Do you all remember last year when we were talking about the real estate market and how it was on fire? It was literally on fire, where you could barely find anything, and homes that were being sold, you had to offer above and beyond what the seller was asking because the demand was off the charts. Well, here recently they are saying that the real estate market is now cooling. The red hot housing market is cooling fast, where a number of different factors actually play into this. So sellers are having to cut prices now versus being able to put something on the market and expect multiple offers or high offers where people are going above and beyond. Companies that were trying to snag real estate now, they are not doing it either, unless the price is just unbelievably low. Anyway, this is what some of the report says. It says, as data trickles in for April, it's becoming clear that the historically hot housing market has flipped trajectories. It's now in cooling mode. The number of houses listed for sale is rising again. Fewer shoppers are scheduling tours. So that means a lot of people ain't out here looking now. That buying frenzy is over. It was literally a frenzy, y'all. It was a real frenzy where people were just, going out of their minds. They were afraid. We were in this pandemic. And so people were like, look, I got to get me a house. I got to move. I got to do something. Everybody was jumping at the opportunity to buy a house. And in some cases, overspending. They even talked about, in another article, they talked about how some people paid above and beyond what the houses are worth. And now that things are going in another direction, some of them are losing equity because they paid way too much to begin with. So anyway, it goes on to say the red hot housing market's days are numbered. While I don't anticipate a collapse a la the Great Recession, rising mortgage rates and inventory are sure to cool what has been an unprecedented time for the U.S. housing market. Okay. Unprecedented, y'all. So they've never seen a buying frenzy like they saw last year. It was literally just really, really crazy out here. Things, as soon as they hit the market, were off the market with a pending offer. So they are saying that this is something that's cooling down now. You're not seeing that so much. But one thing interesting, the article goes on to talk about, it says this softening is by design. The Federal Reserve is done watching inflation run away and has made it a priority to cool down one of the biggest drivers, the housing market. To do so, over the past few months, the Fed has put upward pressure on mortgage rates. In December, the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate set at 3.11. As of last week, that rate is up to 5.27%. Its highest level since 2009. It says as mortgage rates rise, of course, it puts downward pressure on the housing market. If someone took out a $500,000 mortgage at 3.11 fixed rate, that borrower would owe a monthly principal and interest payment of $21.28 on a 30-year loan. However, at a 5.27% rate, that payment would jump to $2,767. Not only are those higher rates pricing out some would-be home buyers, but it also means some borrowers who must meet lenders' strict debt-to-income ratios have lost their mortgage eligibility. Now, I noticed how they used an amount of a $500,000 mortgage, $500,000, right? That shows you that the mindset now is, if you want to buy a house that's worth anything, you're going to have to reach for the sky. Why is it that that was thrown out as the number to buy a house? That's because they're pushing houses in upwards of those prices. 500,000. It's really strange to me that that was the number used as the example. $500,000, which is $500,000. That was the number used in their example. The days of the nice house, or I'm going to say above average or above nice house for $130,000, it just seems like that's a thing of the past. Of course, they've made it to where in certain areas you can get a decent house for that. But I'm just saying, in general, across the country, it's almost as if they're trying to say that if you want to get something really, really nice, you're going to have to reach for the sky price-wise. But that shows you how inflation and times and everything has changed, so much so to where they are literally pricing people out of the market. People have been knocked out of the American dream. It is just, to me, a crisis point. You know, a lot of young people who have dreams and visions of actually owning a home at some point, they're going to be greatly disappointed, because it's sad, but just having any type of just regular job, it's going to be almost impossible at some point to even buy a house with just a regular job. We're definitely in times where 2-income households are needed, or sometimes the husband and wife both have to have 2 jobs each, right? And so where does that leave the children? This expense of living really cuts into the family structure just as bad as anything else. A lot of times people can't see how it affects the family when you're doing all of this just to survive. Some people don't even actually analyze to see how bad this stuff weighs on the family structure, because it brings about stressful situations. People work so hard to where they work themselves in the ground, getting sick, you see, shortening their lives. It's a number of different things that go. See, on the surface, this looks like, oh, this is economics. Oh, this is just how society is moving. It's not just that. It's the overall effect that it has on your life. And those are the parts that people are missing. All of this stuff comes together full circle and creates the disasters that we see, the struggles that we see, the futures that we see. For them, again, to use 500,000 as the example in this article is very telling of what is happening in this country. People are being priced out of the American dream because their income is not lining up with inflation. So anyways, I'm done with this video, but be sure to leave your comments in the comment section. Until next time, I'm out. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.